Let's build your resume. So, the problem that you're trying to solve is that you want these companies to hire you, but they never met you. So, how can you show them that you're a good fit? And how can you help them understand what it is like to work with you? So, your resume is the biggest way for you to leave a good impression to the different companies you're applying for. So your resume would sometimes include your cover letter, portfolio, a video introduction, or at times you may need to build an online profile if you're going to be applying on online job sites like Upwork or onlinejobs.ph. So, your resume is basically a sneak peek of what it is like to professionally work with you. So, this means that you need to make sure that the quality of your resume is good because it kind of shows the quality of the work that you provide to the company. So, there are three important parts that we're going to consider. The first one is what we're going to be preparing, the second are the key sections, and of course, what are the instructions to follow. So, let's talk about what you need to prepare. The first thing you need to prepare is basically understand the main rules when creating a resume so that it's optimized. So first you need to know the keywords, which simply means that you have to look at the job listing, look for specific keywords such as the skills and the responsibilities, and try to see how you can integrate the skills and the responsibilities, so basically the words, inside your resume. This way, when the interviewer or the company reviews your resume, the first thing that they'll think is, oh my god, you are exactly what you're looking for because you wrote the exact text that was written on their resume. So next is, if you built your resume, the most important part is that you can share this document to them. So that's where file sharing comes in. In general, you need to make sure that it is in a PDF format, and you need to make sure that the link that you're going to be giving to the person is in a shareable link. So sometimes some people forget to share the link to public. So as a result, they send the link, but the interviewer is not able to view the file that you sent. Lastly, you have to consider the design. So if you're just going to be applying directly to companies, then it's also helpful to have a very eye-catching design, which is usually done via Canva. On the other hand, if you're going to be applying to agencies, then you have to make sure that it is what's called ATS friendly. So I'll explain ATS friendly later, but for now, all you just have to know is that to make your resume ATS friendly, you can upload your resume to Enhanced CV, and then it would convert your resume into something that is ATS friendly. Now, let's talk about the key sections of your resume. So, I would like to over-summarize the sections of the resume. First is your main sections. Next is being able to differentiate your essential versus your specialized skills. And then there are additional sections that you could add so that you can kind of like give an up to your profile. So we're going to give two examples. One is if you have work experience versus someone who is a fresh graduate. So let's start with someone with work experience. So for someone with work experience, the main section is basically sharing your work experience itself. So you're going to put your name and email address. You're going to put your actual work experience, where is the name of the company, your role, the year, as well as the specific set of responsibilities that you worked on. At the bottom, you could also put your education. But from experience, there have been instances where I created resumes and did not put the education, and in spite of that, I still got hired. So the other section that is very crucial is going to be the skills and tools that you are familiar with. So the skills allows the company or the interviewer to understand that, hey, these are the services that you can offer, and the tools allows them to understand that, oh, okay, so these are the tools that you're already familiar with, and as a result, if I recommend you to the company, there's going to be lesser training involved when teaching you. So here are some keywords that you can add on your resume. So in terms of administrative skills, you can add things like calendar management, email management, and so forth. For specialized skills, you can put things like bookkeeping, content creation, event management, graphic design, and so forth. And for apps and tools, you could categorize it to maybe productivity, such as Google Apps, task management, such as Asana, Trello, or maybe there's going to be specialized app skills. Now, because you joined the Kickstart program, you will have access on this planner. So this planner will help you list down all of the information on this Google Sheet first before you transfer it over to your resume. So long story short, you're just going to indicate your role, and then you're going to put a bullet point description of your job responsibilities. And then over here, you can now select a list of skills that you're already familiar with. So if there are other skills that you can still offer but were not added here, you can add it over here at the bottom. On the other hand, if you're also curious what are the popular apps that people are using, then you can check it over here. And then you can just maybe download it and play around with it for a bit. And then this way you could actually select here that you are kind of familiar with these apps. So that's what I used to do before. If I wanted to apply with a job that I was interested in and I had zero experience with the app, what I do is I delegate 1 to 2 hours to download that app and really study it, so that when I have the interview with the client or with the company, there's something that I could say regarding the app. So long story short, use this as a reference to help you build your resume. Next, there are supplementary sections that you can add as a filler. So you could provide an overview if, for example, you have extra space. So if, for example, you're planning to apply in an agency, it is helpful to put that area because they usually have tools that scan your resume. So putting the important keywords on your overview would help them know that they should not filter you out. So another thing that you could put is basically your computer specs. So it's basically a filler section. Now, what if you're a fresh graduate? What can you put? So the goal is really just to put the important keywords on your career objectives and skills. So you could even put training and certifications, any extracurricular activities that you've had, and any references that you had. So maybe it's your friend, your parents, etc. So let's do a quick recap. When you're trying to apply to agencies, the first thing you need to consider, let's do a quick recap. The first thing you need to determine is if you want to apply to an agency. So if yes, you need to build an ATS-friendly template, and you can use an application called enhancedcv.com so that you can just upload your resume and it will convert it into something that is ATS-friendly. Now, if no, you can build templates without worry using apps like Canva. Now, on the other hand, the most important thing is that when you build resumes with either for an agency or maybe to apply directly to companies, you always have to include the keywords and sections. Next is going to be figuring out your digital file storage. So when you have your resume, always convert the file to PDF. And second, make sure that you upload it to a digital file storage. So maybe it's going to be Dropbox or Google Drive. Lastly is that you need to have the URL, which is the link that you're going to be sending when you apply. So make sure that you have a shareable link, because if you do not set it as shareable, even if you give the link to the client, they're not going to be able to open it. Another way that you can do it is if you want to shorten the link that you have, because if you're going to be using the link from Dropbox, it's very long, you can use an app called Bitly. So all you need to do is to type Bitly, B-I-T-L-Y, and then create an account so that you can create a custom link for your resume. Now, here's the thing. When you create your resume, it's going to be very, very exhausting at first. And that is what every single virtual assistant or any person who's going to be applying online is going to experience. As one of the people that I work with said, she said that job application is actually a skill, because building your resume is actually a sneak peek on what it is like to become a virtual assistant. What I like to say is that it's your training grounds to be able to understand what are the things that, if you can actually deal with the pressure of being a VA. So what are the things that you're going to learn? Number 1, can you follow instructions? Number 2, can you build a high quality output? Number 3, can you handle the different apps that you have to manage and review? Can you handle the different technology? Can you strategize on how you can make your resume prettier? So these are some of the things that each VA actually works on when we start working. So use this experience with building your resume as your training grounds and your way to assess for yourself if this type of environment is good for you. So don't worry. Every single thing that you do right now is really going to be hard at first, and every single virtual assistant experienced that. But all I can tell you is that you can do it. Just Work hard on it. If you want to crash, crash. Then after that, stand up, try it again. If you're going to crash, crash again. And after you crash, stand up again and try to fill out your resume slowly. So little by little, you can do it, you can submit, and who knows, you're going to get hired. So let's do a recap. Before anything else, I want you to join our Facebook group so that you're not alone with the entire resume building process. So all you need to do is to visit www.learnwithnori.com and then check our Facebook group. Basically the summary is that creating your resume builds your skill to become a virtual assistant. So you need to be able to learn how to create an online document. So is it in a PDF format? Did you make sure that it's a shareable link? And then did you make sure that it is a shortened link? Next is going to be decision making. So if it's going to be in agencies, is it ATS friendly? If it's direct hire, then that's when you can make creative templates. And then with both, if you're planning to apply to both agencies and direct hires, then you need to make sure that you have an ATS friendly template plus a creative template. Lastly is, did you have the ability to follow instructions? So with the instructions that I gave a while ago, are you able to apply it to the resume that you're going to be building right now? So lastly is that every single VA just simply says you can do it. No matter how hard it is at the beginning, all you need to do is to push through even if it is hard at first, and you'll be surprised at what you can accomplish. So, what other topics do you think we should talk about? Share it at learnwithnori.com. See you in the next video.